Alright guys, this is Death Limbo and I wanted to show you guys my custom John Marston from Red Dead Redemption. I remember playing the video game and I just fell in love with that character. If you guys haven't played that game, go check it out. It's awesome, dude. Rockstar Games make some amazing games, you know? And yeah, I really love the character himself, and I decided to say, hey, you know what, why not make John Marston in a figure? So, as you can see, this is the same Remy base figure that I used, and this was the very first base figure. This was the first time I used a base figure, that base figure, and yeah, like I said before, this was where it really, this and this right here, the paint rub in this was just ridiculous. Luckily I took it out, there's none, but god damn did it take such a long time to take that. And the little lines, oh man, those lines right there, you can barely see them. Those were a pain, and I lied actually, guys. My first airbrushing paint job was on this guy, and that was his pants, his vest, and his hat, and oh, and also his boots and the bottom of his pants, the dust. That's how I created the whole dust looking thing, the whole, because in the video game, if you see him, he's always like, when he's walking, you can see the dust picking up, and you can see his pants from his boots are always dusty. Anyways, so for the figure, for the hat, I originally wanted to take off the hat, but you know how it looks, how it's gonna come loose, and it's too big, it's kind of like wobbly, and I was like, you know what? So I wasn't sure about that, so I sculpted the hair fully, all of it, from here to the top, everything, because those were my plans. The hat was gonna come off, but it didn't. As soon as I put it on, I said, you know what? This figure looks better with it on, permanently on, and that's how it stayed. So for the hat, I used a spirit hat, highly modified. I sculpted a lot, the band and the, what do you call it, the feather. I even painted the inside and everything. But for the head, I used I think a Punisher from Hasbro. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I know I used a Punisher head, but I don't remember which one. But yeah, I sculpted the whole facial features as well, and the scar, and that was a pain as well. I was like, man, how am I gonna do this? I was very scared when it comes to faces. I always, to me, in general, I hated it. I was like, man, I was scared. I remember I did all this, and I'm like, yeah, it looks good. I sculpted. I was like, yeah, I got all hyped up, and then as soon as I come to the face, I'm like, god damn it, But I think it came out looking pretty good. I thought the face looked good, no paint, no paint chip at all with the whole figure. I mean, the face, it doesn't go all the way up. I wish it would, for the reason being that his hair is in the way, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Now, for this figure, I took my time a lot. I really wanted this figure to look as realistic, well, not as realistic, as authentic as a video game, So for the I sculpted the whole vest as well, all this around it as well, all that. I sculpted that, and I sculpted the top of the broken jacket vest thing, all this. I sculpted that as well to make it look, and the pouches I sculpted, those were unique. I didn't think I was going to pull it off, but let me see if I can show you. I did. And the buttons, I semi-sculpted, not really. I just kind of like put little bumps, and I very took my time with those, like to put the little black dots. I sculpted the collars, from the shirt and the jacket and the bandana inside. I used black wash all over his face to make it look all dirty and dusty. And as for this was just fodder that I had. I mean, I think this is from Revolver Ocelot, the bullets. All this, and this I sculpted, this whole piece right here. As you can see, all this right here, the whole band is sculpted, and the buckle back up here is sculpted as well, painted it gold. And the bag, his bag, is from I think from a long shot. I'm not sure. It's a Marvel Legends figure, but I don't remember which one. And I just glued it together, like not even super glued. I just just super glued it together. And I wanted him to make as realistically as possible. The rope doesn't come off because I glued it as well, because I didn't want it to in and out, and then it's just gonna mess up the whole figure, the whole bag. So what I decided to do was use hemp, and I super glued it, and I thought it looked great, as realistic as possible. You know, that was my goal. I wanted him to look like he just came out of the video game. As for the hands did require a lot of modification. I remember sanding it down all the inside, and I used, I think is the Black Mask hands. His arms, his arms. I used the Black Mask arms. They do have articulation somewhat, up and down. See, it comes off. You know, that was a big pain for me. I hated that. You know, same thing goes for here. This one doesn't go as high up, but it goes up and down. You know, and his hands are from the same figure. Hush. I'm sorry about that, guys. Black Mask. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of late over here. And yeah, you know, I mean, I think overall it's a good looking figure. It came out looking pretty tight. The belt buckle, I think it's from, let me see if I can remember. I think it's from, Jonah Hex. There you go, guys. The Jonah Hex, the bullets, all that is from Jonah Hex. This belt buckle is actually from, I sculpted that myself as his belt as well. And this is from Jonah Hex as well, his gun holster, which actually works, which I'll show you right now. You know, works just fine. You know, and I like it because his gun is actually, it's kind of tight in there. His gun is actually a revolver from Jonah Hex as well. Put his gun in there again. You know, and yeah, you know, I liked it. I thought it came out looking pretty cool. A lot of passion. This was a labor of love, to tell you the truth, guys. This to me was just, I wanted him to look and feel like John Marston, and I hope you guys agree. I hope that you guys like him. You know, I mean, I don't know. I love this figure. It's kind of sad that I am going to give him away because I wanted this figure to be in my permanent collection. You know, and yeah, I mean, that was pretty much it. He is 6 inches. He is on eBay right now. If you want to see the description on the link, the link is on the description. Sorry, like I said, I can't speak. And you guys can check him out, see if you guys like him. As for the boot bells, whatever you call those, I actually used the Jonah Hex ones as well. So yeah, I mean, it took a lot of time. I took my time on this one, you know. And I'm very happy the way it came out. The only thing that I noticed towards the end, I mean, I was just so into it, and at the end that I just wanted to finish and make him look good, was that he doesn't have the knife, and that pisses me off because I knew I should have done it, and I can still do it, but you know what, I just don't want to mess with the figure anymore. I feel it looks okay, but you know, it is what it is. So the knife is the only thing that's missing from the figure. And he also comes with a Winchester, as you can see. It's back here. Fits just fine, holds in place, and yeah, you know, I think he came out looking pretty good. I like his whole like menacing kind of look, like he's about to shoot someone down, you know. And the gun, the Winchester rifle is, I remember painting it silver and black wash all over it. And like I said before, I use Citadel paints and Games Workshop paints. You know, I even put some scratches in there, you know, to make it look like it's all like used up. And yeah, you know, hopefully, I mean, I don't know, maybe in the future I was thinking about this figure, and hopefully in the future I'll make the zombified version of John Marston. I mean, I loved it. I when I saw the download of the content from Rockstar Games, I don't know, Game of the Dead, something like that, Call of the Dead for Red Dead Redemption, and I saw John Marston coming zombified, I loved it. I was like, man, that looks badass. He looks kick-ass. So maybe, you know, maybe I'll do him. I don't know. It's just I hope you guys enjoy. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Did I fuck him up? Could I do better? You know, let me know what you guys think, you know. Please. I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this guy, you know. And yeah. So this is Death Limbo saying thanks for subscribing and watching, and cheers.